today we're going to be talking about third parties in your union. And I know a lot of you who are here in the Twin Flames Universe Open Forum and on YouTube are are really in a situation where there's a third party in your union. And we're going to talk about all aspects of this. What do you do? How do you navigate it? We're here to help you. So please stay tuned because we've got a lot of different elements that we're going to be highlighting about how you navigate through a third party situation. So I wanted to introduce everybody. My name's Lisi. I'm a Master Certified Ascension Coach with Twin Flames Universe. I'm joined by Christina, Certified Ascension Coach at Twin Flames Universe, also in Union, also getting married to her twin flame this coming year, in June. I'm with Katie. She's in the Ascension Coach training program, and Christine, who's a certified Ascension Coach. So we're all here to help you. Do not worry, where there's a will, there's a way. I've been saying that a lot these days. So I wanted to turn it over to Christina. She's going to tell you about one aspect of healing.
Yeah, so thank you. When you're on your twin flame ascension journey, um, you know, as the teachings of Union state, it is about cultivating self-love. Your relationship with your twin flame is a reflection of your relationship with yourself. So when you find yourself in this situation where there's like a third party in your union, be that whoever it would be, um, it can feel confusing. And you might have feelings like, should I do something about it? Should I still have a relationship with my twin flame, even though there's another person? And the answer to that is that you never need to disrespect yourself. You can always choose to be in integrity with love, and you never need to do anything that would put you in a compromising um, or uncomfortable position. All of your work can be done within. Everything has to do with how you feel about yourself and the way that you relate to the divine, to yourself, to the all. That is how you can resolve this without needing to ever put yourself into a situation that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, that's great. And so what do you do? And there's a path of healing. And on the twin flame journey, as you'll start to learn, as you start to familiarize yourself with the teachings of union, your twin flame is your divine mirror. And so if your twin flame is with another person who's not you as their romantic partner, the truth underlying everything in the subconscious is that they're reflecting a part of you that isn't choosing yourself. Now, you don't have to rack your brain and try to like pull out weeds to find the part of yourself. You simply move through the feelings, the vibration, because you're on a vibrational journey. It's not a thinking journey, although your thoughts are important. But you practice something called the mirror exercise, and that's going to resolve this piece, this separation consciousness that is brought up by this third party situation. Maybe it's you're not choosing yourself and your feelings, or maybe you're not believing that you're worthy of love. That's a form of not choosing yourself. So an ascension coach can help you to identify these blocks, and you can find an ascension coach on the Twin Flames Universe website. All of the certified and master certified ascension coaches are listed there. If you just click on ascension coaching, you can scroll down, pick out a coach, or you can sign up for the coach match system, and we'll pair you intuitively with someone. So I wanted to talk about a different kind of third party. So commonly we think of a third party as a romantic partner, like uh, your twin flame spouse or their lover, right? If you really, like Christina was saying, if you're like, I really respect marriage, I'm not gonna, physically go and get involved myself, great. Um, but sometimes it can be someone that isn't a romantic partner. And here's what I mean. So your twin flame is your ultimate lover. They're your perfect partner, your best friend, and your teacher. So all of those ways of relating, that's what your twin flame is to you. And so many times you might actually have a person in your life or in your twin flame's life that you or they are placing in your place. So for example, You might have your twin flame place his family or her family above you, maybe taking their side over yours, or being loyal to them over you. Could be a child, a child gets to sit in the front seat. There's a twin flame ascension school class about how one student's twin flame put his daughter over her, and she got to ride in the front seat. And it's not that you shouldn't care about family, but that the true order of relationship is God first, then you, then your twin flame, and then everyone else. You're kind of like relating to the world as a unit. There's nothing that comes between you and your twin flame. So this is another third party dynamic that you can think about as a someone who is where you should be. And this still feels uncomfortable. It's a little different kind of feeling to like a romantic partner, but it still feels uncomfortable. But you can also use the mirror exercise for that. So, like in the example of someone's twin flame putting parents over the union. So I'm upset at my twin flame for choosing or being loyal to someone else other than me. So step 2 in the mirror exercise is I'm upset because I'm loyal to someone else other than myself or something else. Step 3, is this true? The answer is always yes. And maybe you're loyal to ego, or maybe you're placing fear over love, or maybe it's more physical, like you're putting someone else's needs in front of your own. You're thinking of someone else before you. When you do that repeatedly, you're being disloyal to yourself, and that's going to be reflected back to you. Step 4, what do you need to feel loved here? You ask yourself, what do I need to feel loved? And maybe you need to have a deeper conversation. Well, why do you put other people first? Are you putting people first in order to try to get them to love you, right? That's one common pattern. Whatever it is, instead, give yourself that love. Give yourself all the love you need in step 4, and give yourself all the love in your heart until it feels complete. So, um, the mirror exercise can be used for any type of third party situation, and third parties don't have to be necessarily romantic partners. So, you might be experiencing that too. So, I wanted to turn it over to Christine next to share.
I love what you shared about third parties not necessarily being a romantic relationship, but it can also be something like a job. It can be something completely unrelated, not even a person. It's all about feeling like if you don't feel like you're prioritizing yourself and you're not prioritized appropriately in your union, then that's a third party situation because it's coming between you and your twin flame in some way. So even in that case, you can still apply the mirror exercise and heal that. And I've noticed a lot of times with people who are experiencing third party situations on their twin flame journey, like from clients of mine, from people in the open forum, there's patterns of self abandonment sometimes, like fearing rejection. So if I pretend to be someone I'm not, so betraying myself, other people won't reject me. So I'm going to receive love. And that's a big thing to heal on the twin flame journey because love doesn't come from outside of you. It comes first from within you. Your source of love is within your heart. You can't go outside of yourself and look for that because that's also something your twin flame will reflect by looking for love outside of themselves. And that's how you get, my twin flames with another person. Well, that's why they're seeking something outside of themselves. And like, obviously, that's not very pleasant for your twin flame if they are going through that. Like a lot of us, we've been through karmic relationships, soulmate relationships. They're not that pleasant to go through. So there's nothing to be jealous of because that's also something I've noticed. People being jealous of their twin flame for having another relationship and like, oh, it must be great, them be with that other person, everything's going great between them, like idealizing it when it couldn't be further from the truth, because in truth, you're only designed to be with your twin flame. So trying to be with someone else, there's going to be at least some compromise, and over time, they're going to grow apart anyway. because it's not really meant to last between soulmates or with anyone who isn't your twin flame. So that's also very important to like not judge the situation by looking at it from the outside and not to idealize it and to instead focus on healing what it brings up for you. Maybe it's some feelings of like self rejection, self abandonment, like trying to please other people, people pleasing, all those things need to be addressed within you. And as you do that, I think it was Christina who mentioned it, like all the work, it can be done within yourself. So you never even need to do anything on the outside for things to happen with your union.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that brings up a great point. I did experience a third party romantic dynamic, not on my side, but on my twin flame side. And first of all, while I was going through my journey, I realized that it was because I felt deeply unworthy of love. And so I was constantly abandoning myself and choosing others. Well, not especially my twin flame, but like it was always like I would every time like he would want to like hang out or see me, I would jump when he says how high. And I was constantly like thinking I wasn't abandoning myself, like thinking I was actually like putting the union first, but I was like abandoning a part of myself because I was putting him before me. So I was choosing outside of myself and believing the illusion that the love that I needed was outside of me. So anyways, I found myself in that pattern, and yeah, it's devastating, it's heartbreaking, very confusing, but you don't have to do anything outside of yourself. I just did the mirror exercise. I did the inner work and I really humbled myself to what was being near to me. And that's what's key. It's very easy to project and be like, oh, no, like they can't be my twin flame, or it's them, it's all the blame is on them. But as I went through a healing process, I would have these aha moments and I'd be like, wow, like I really am doing this here. And so, yeah, you really need to like humble yourself. And another thing that I did was I never believed the illusion. I always knew it wasn't real because I always felt deep into my heart about what the truth was between me and my twin flame. And that was that we were one and that he was my ultimate lover. So I actually had a friend through Ascension School say, you know, just look at the third party, and that could be any third party, as a plant that's dying or a dead plant, like it's an illusion. And you don't want to give it sunlight, you don't want to give it water, and you definitely don't want to give it attention. So I would affirm to myself, I will not succumb to any ego or fear, and I would put my thoughts to nurturing my union. And I would think about how much I loved my union and how much we were one and how just that like it wasn't real and that in truth we were in union and in truth it was just me and him. And so I thought that that was really important to stress. I did not put any energy towards it. And the more energy you put towards something, the more it grows, because our thoughts are powerful, especially when they have so much of a charge to them. And so that's why the inner work is so important. And so I've been through this and I did like, I worked through it and I dissolved it. And it was not done by doing anything outside of myself. I really just loved myself. And I realized the truth that we were one, and I treated myself as my ultimate lover. And yeah, we were able to work through it. And so if that person is your true twin flame, they will either they will come closer to you. And something that I think that is important to express is that, you know, sometimes like you might look like you're going on a different journey and you're going completely different paths with your twin flame, but you know, God has a way. And you might just find yourself, well, you will, if you guys are true twin flames, you will find yourself back meeting in the middle, with a whole bunch of different lessons. And like, it's just, you know, you come back together with your twin flame after an experience like that, and you just have so much more gratitude for yourself and for each other. So yeah, I just wanted to share that it is possible to heal.
Amen. Katie, I do have some questions for you. Um, what was it that helped you the most? Because I know that some people that are experiencing a third party situation, some people call it a karmic, um, they find it very excruciatingly painful, and a lot of people honestly they feel like giving up. So what was it that caused you to stay the course? Like what helped you?
Um, I would say like I could strongly like feel you really so I'm like a divine feminine, so I was constantly making sure that I was putting myself in like my divine feminine energy and going from a place of my feelings. So there would be times where I'd want to give up, but I would touch into my heart space and be like, what's really going on here? And so I don't know, like I just like always had like this, it was almost like it was my twin flame's voice being like, don't give up on me, like just like keep going. And um after a while, I really realized that it wasn't actually like my twin flame that I was craving. It was my own healing, and it was coming back to myself. So I eventually got to a point where I was like, I'm not doing this for him. I'm doing this for me. And that is key. And, you know, something that like I always try to stress to people that are going through this journey is that like, if you're always doing the work for your twin flame, you're constantly going to be looking for results, and that's going to get really frustrating. And so like it's really important that like you try to, I mean, like it's a healing journey, and like it's a vibration that you get to. But when I got to the vibration of like actually just like caring about how I feel and like how I get to that healing place, it no longer mattered, because I knew that I was on the twin flame journey and I wasn't getting off, and that I had decided I wanted my true twin flame. So yeah, it was definitely like a voice that seemed like it was like my twin flame saying, don't give up, like our love is real, but also the love for myself and saying, I'm on this journey no matter what. God put me here for a reason. My soul chose this for a reason, and I'm just going to keep pushing.
Did you have any support?
Oh, yes. I met my ascension coach, and I went balls to the wall with Twin Flame Ascension School, LPC, Life Purpose class. And I did group coaching and one-on-one. And I also did a couple workshops here and there. And I also did MAP. And MAP was like a huge thing, but it wasn't, I'm not going to say that that's like what healed my third party, because that was very deeply personal. And I mean, it probably did. And it like all like kind of overlaps. So yeah, I think that like I went balls to the wall, and like I really saw myself as worth it. And I just kind of like took every stone and like turned it upside down and was like, I don't know, I'm very determined. So like once you get into that energy, you just kind of got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep chopping wood and carrying water. That is how you will come into union, and that is how you will come into Harmonious Twin Flame Union.
Do you think you could have done it without support?
Yeah. Well, maybe when I'm like, I don't know, 50, after like, because I was in a cycle with my twin flame that I was very unconscious to, and it took this work for me to actually like get it, because it, you know, I was doing energy healing. I was learning how to become a Reiki master, level 1. Like I was doing lots of things to like love myself and heal myself. But when you have these patterns, the mirror exercise really helps you get them to the core. And so I think that maybe, but I don't think it would have been like I came here and I am in union with my twin flame now, and it was 2 years on the dot, basically. And so
That's like pretty fast, actually.
yeah. And I know that it's because of this work. And you know, it does it does take a lot of like perseverance and determination. But like, if you really want this for yourself, you have to like know that it's like a lifestyle. Like you're not just gonna like get your twin flame and everything is gonna be like amazing. Like it's a constant process of healing. And it's important that like you understand that, you know, and yeah, so now I'm rambling.
No, that's perfect. I feel like it really speaks to what a lot of people are going through. I know people that are watching this video, or most of the audience is already, you know, familiar with spiritual concepts. Some are not, but Reiki is something a lot of people know about, but and meditation, a lot of people do meditation, but as Jeff and Shalia mentioned in the book, these are beautiful healing modalities, but they alone are not the most powerful to heal your twin flame separation. And I'm so glad that you had the support. And I'm actually really impressed with how gracefully and diligently you work through that challenge. Because that's, for many people, they would say that's the most challenging thing on a twin flame journey, although we don't compare. But I'm happy to hear that you had so much success with the support you received, and with your willingness and persistence to never give up on yourself. So thank you. I'm curious if we have comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a great question from Dominique in the comments, which is, what if you're in different countries? So, that's a great question. And it doesn't matter if your twin flame is in outer space. The inner work is all you really need to do. You and your twin flame vibrate at the same frequency. So, because you were created as one, and so you vibrate at the same frequency, and so you're choosing the same. So it does not matter where location wise your twin flame is. That is simply, you and your twin flame being in different countries is simply another aspect of separation consciousness that you're working to dissolve. But it doesn't matter. The inner work is the same. It's really it's really a practice of feeling your feelings completely. That in itself is important in order to be able to apply the mirror exercise properly and to know what you're truly upset about. And so when you feel your feelings and feel into how it feels that your twin flame is in another country, or in another country and in a third party, you can begin applying the mirror exercise to resolve how that feels within you and to come to peace. Something that was touched on earlier that is profoundly important when doing your inner work is that you do the mirror exercise for you to come to peace. That's essential, that you do it for yourself to come to peace, not necessarily to generate an external result, because you're creating resistance when you have that you're attached to. And so when you simply, whatever the situation looks like, feel your feelings about it honestly. Don't sugarcoat anything. Don't pretend you're not upset. Honestly feel your feelings about something and heal it with the mirror exercise. You will find that separation consciousness transforms, gets transmuted into union consciousness, because really what it is you're clearing limiting beliefs about what's possible for you. That's, to put it in regular terms, that's what you're doing. We get what we believe is possible for us, right? Because that's what we like choose subconsciously. And so when you clear these limiting beliefs, these blocks that manifest themselves in your journey, your idea of what's possible for you expands, and therefore you naturally begin to attract greater for yourself because you're choosing greater, right? You can't choose something that you don't believe is possible for you. So that's essential. And so, yeah, it doesn't quite matter where in space your twin flame is. If they're next door or across the world, it doesn't matter. The work is the same.
I'd also
Amen.
like
There's
to add
so
that
many. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
We
there
all
are a
have
few
something to say.
unions in the community. Like you can see them on the unions page on twinflamesuniverse.com, and they were from different continents, actually. Like one twin flame living in the US, the other in Europe. So they still came together. Beautiful stories. So if anybody wants to get some inspiration, then go to the Twin Flames Universe website and look through our stories and know that this is for you too. It's not that we're all special, right? It's, doing the work, you get the results. So yeah, get inspired.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
I wasn't. I was gonna say your twin flame could live right, like be your neighbor, and because of the separation that needs to be cleared, you could feel further away from them than you would if they were on a different continent. Truly.
We actually have because our community is growing, there are some twin flames coming into the community for the first time who are already married and want to deepen their relationship because um it's important to have a purpose together, to understand why you're on the planet together. And your life purpose can really spark romance. It really can when you start to have a goal and you travel towards that goal because you're on an ascension path. And like Christina was saying, your vibration is designed to raise. And so if you're stagnating with your twin flame, there's just more blocks to work through. And that's what we can help you with here. So are there any other comments coming in, questions?
Yeah, there's some great questions. So there's a question here from Ayushi. Uh, I have this fear that if the person who awakened me 1.5 years back and whom I'm in love with does not end up being my true twin flame, then I'll lose him. And I don't want to lose this person. I want him to be my twin flame. Please help. So not quite a third party situation, but it is a situation that can be resolved with inner work. I don't know if anybody wants to field this question.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Mhm.
So the thing to remember is that your union was created in eternity by the divine. Like you have a twin flame. This person is your perfect partner, and they were created for you in divinity. You don't need to hold on to your twin flame. True twin flame, false twin flame. You don't hold on to them. Like that's something Jeff and Shalia taught us in Twin Flame Ascension School is it's safe to let go of your twin flame as if you imagine letting go of a butterfly and letting that butterfly land on your hand rather than grabbing it, right? So it's safe to let this go to God, and or if you could say God or spirit, um, and let God, the God of your understanding, bring your union together. You're safe. Your twin flame is your perfect partner. Could be this person, could be a different person, doesn't matter because that person already exists. They're already your twin flame. And it's safe to let go and surrender. When you do that, you're going to find more love within and also going deeper into the truth that your twin flame is one with you. So perhaps you're looking towards your twin flame to fulfill something within you, when in fact you have everything that you need within. And that might be something you might have trouble connecting with. And that's what we can teach you how to actually connect with that is more of just an abstract thought to bring it into your actual experience of feeling completely loved with you within yourself. And that's going to resolve and magnetize your twin flame. It's going to heal separation and magnetize your union. So it's safe to let go of holding on. That's what I would have to say.
Can I share that I definitely did have to go through that process, and I do distinctly remember it was right before my birthday, and like 2 weeks before I like came back together with my twin flame. I sincerely sat down with myself and I let go of my twin flame energetically and mentally and like in all ways. And just, I kind of just was having this thought that, like everything that I've been through with this person, I'm so eternally grateful. And, all the healing and all the good memories. And, even if like he wasn't my true twin flame, he taught me like what true love was again, and like that it is possible. And that really gave me so much peace. And so, yeah, I did have that process where I had to be like, you know what, like, you always hear that saying, if it comes back, it's yours. Well, it's really true. And specifically with your twin flame, because you make the same choice as one.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Katie.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And it was something that I had to go through with like both my false twin flame and my true twin flame. Like I had to let them both go. One of them returned, obviously, but it was very relieving and peaceful, not holding on to a person and just choosing to do the work for myself and really focusing on my relationship with myself and the divine and cultivating this inner union. And that brought so much relief and peace. And after that, it was so easy to manifest my true twin flame. Like, I think it was in Jeff and Shalea's book. Like they spoke about like if you reveal someone as a false twin flame, your true twin flame is right around the corner, so you don't even need to worry about that. And that has been very true in my experience.
So we have another really great comment or question, which is what if the twin flame is a sex addict? How to heal addiction? So this can be a third party situation as well, because that can act basically a third party situation is anytime anything can be placed above your union. So it's a great question. I don't know if we want to respond
Yeah,
to it.
I'd love
Yeah.
to talk about that one. Addiction is challenging, and sexual addiction can be challenging as well because um, it hits at the core to a lot of belief systems about love and intimacy. And the biggest word that you can carry with yourself is compassion. And have compassion first and foremost with yourself for the challenging feelings that you're moving through. And one act of compassion that you can give yourself is support. So claim your support, claim your ascension coach, claim it with the divine, claim, if you're wanting to try ascension coaching and you don't have a coach yet, a lot of coaches offer um, like half price introductory sessions or a low cost or free trial day in their groups. So you can ask a coach about that. Twin Flame Ascension Coach, Twin Flame Ascension School can help you. But on a personal level, my union has faced addiction, and it is challenging because there's a tendency to, if you're the other person and you're watching your twin flame have this addiction, a lot of times you might feel like you want to control it or stop it or block it or whatever it is. There's, you see something that you don't like, you want it to stop, and a lot of fear is pushed up. And so I really encourage you to do the inner work and claim your support with it. I could never have healed without support. I really couldn't have, because it pushed up all of my darkest fears. But I want to also say that the person who has the physical addiction, they're not happy. Like that's not what their soul isn't choosing that. And I want to share once Jeff and Shalia were pulling cards for some of their volunteers. It was like last year we had a card reading, and Jeff pulled the card false twin flame for me. And he interpreted it as such that don't believe the illusion that your twin flame is showing. So if your twin flame is, drinking a bottle of whiskey or, addicted to internet porn, for example, or whatever it is, or has a lot of partners, don't look at that and think that that's the truth of who they are. That's a pattern. You can heal your part of that pattern. You might not be doing that behavior, but I assure you that your twin flame is mirroring you. Like there's something inside of you that is placing something outside of yourself. Maybe it's just as simple as you're choosing to feed the fear. But you can get support with that. Like I had to have a lot of support. I had to have a lot of people, encourage me, reinforce, 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 reinforce. That's what my coaches helped me with until I could do it on my own a little more. And so, yeah, I hope that answers your question, but don't give up. It is not hopeless. And you can have support and you can heal it. And that can provide, when you heal, that provides a safe environment for your twin flame to heal because you're one consciousness. When you choose to surrender fear and choose love and peace, you're going to notice that they're going to change their tune as well, because truthfully, like, that's not making them happy.
That's a great response to that. There's the comments are popping off today. So there's one more. There's another question that also doesn't seem directly related to third parties, but I think it's very valid for us to incorporate into this discussion, because you can definitely work through this situation if your twin flame isn't a third party. There's many people that have worked through this, which is, what if you're dating someone and you aren't sure if they're your twin flame? Right? I think people have gotten into this situation where, you know, you're you're not sure if someone is your twin flame. You want to get clear, or maybe there's someone that you're interested in and they're in a third party situation, and there's like this fear of like, do I go all in with this journey? I don't even know if that person's my twin flame. Are they worth it? You know, like, what if I do all this work and they turn out to not be my twin flame? So there's a lot of great stuff we can talk about there, because I think the deepest thing is, you're not, well, this might be how you start the journey, but to continue, you're not doing this journey for another person. This journey has to be about you and your relationship with, you know, the divine, with spirit, the all, with love, and yourself, right? First and foremost. And so, the result is that you will end up with your twin flame, whoever that turns out to be, but the priority has to be on you. And so, you know, it's worthwhile to do the inner work, and regardless of what things look like on the outside, um, in the process, right? Because you will come to clarity. You will get to that point where things totally fully reveal themselves, and you feel peace in that clarity.
Yeah, one thing Jeff and Shalia teach, I actually just heard them say this. I was watching Twin Flame Ascension School class 10, Wednesday, 7 p.m. It's about healing inner childhood wounds. And they say that it doesn't matter, you know, if you don't know for sure whether the person is your twin flame, the journey must be taken. And it's always safe to love. Your love is never wasted. When you're loving someone, you're loving the divine, right? So the love goes into it's you. You're investing your love not into a person, but into your union, and your union with the divine too. So it's safe to love. You're never going to lose love. And it's safe to go all in with this, whoever is in front of you. Find out. You're not going to find out if they're your twin flame or not unless you go all in with no back doors. So yeah, it's safe to love.
Absolutely. And I love how you mentioned that it's safe to love that person fully, because that's how you reveal them. And we speak a lot in this community about revealing that person as your twin flame, about not just rushing into things, like really getting clear, like, what are my core values? Does this person share them? Does this person reflect my healing? And like, yeah, there's a whole process to reveal your true twin flame. But even if it is a false twin flame at the end, there are still very valuable lessons with this process that are going to lead you right into your true twin flame's arms. So it's okay to take the journey, and it doesn't matter where the healing is coming from. If it's coming from, let's say, a false twin flame, if it's coming from a job, if it's coming from like a family member that is pissing you off, so you're using the mirror exercise, like, yeah, it's still the same healing that you need to do to manifest your true twin flame. So yeah, don't be afraid to go all in, reveal this person. And if it's not them, you're going to manifest your true twin flame anyway, because of all the work you've been doing.
Yeah, and I just feel called to like kind of talk about the book, and like it shows, well, it gives you like some great signs, and so for a false and for a true twin flame, and I find that they're very accurate. One of the things that is really true in my experience is that your true twin flame will always go deeper with you and reflect your healing. It In my experience, especially being in union, it is like reflected right away, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have deeper layers to go through. So I think like the question you're going to ask yourself, or you should ask yourself, is why am I asking, is this my true twin flame? Like what are you missing inside, or what's calling to you? And I'm not saying that like, you know, the person that you're with isn't good enough, or like they're not your twin flame. I'm just asking because usually when you do find yourself like interested in this journey, it's because you have this calling to find yourself and to love yourself and to heal yourself. And so I say congratulations to you, because you're on like the path forward to actually like, you know, healing and like finding peace. And I think that's really beautiful.
How many more comments do we have?
I'd say that we've covered all the questions in the comments. There's lots of wonderful discussion happening, and I
Nice.
think that's beautiful. It may continue, you know, we're going to leave this up, and you might also continue the discussion on YouTube, but I feel we've attended to all the questions
Okay.
here.
Well, great. It's feeling like it's nearing completion. Does anyone else have anything to share about third-party situations, healing? By the way, the book that Katie's talking about is this one back here, Twin Flames: Finding Your Ultimate Lover. Yay. And you can get it on the Twin Flames Universe website, twinflamesuniverse.com. Anyone else have anything else to share? No? Well, thank you so much for being here. I feel like we could continue talking. We love talking about this. We love this work. It means so much to us. And we've all healed and gone deeper in our unions and healed things we never thought we could heal through this work and through this community and Jeff and Shalia's teachings. So we're happy to share them with you, and happy you're here. And we wish you many blessings. You have a happy holiday coming up. If you celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa, if you had a good winter solstice yesterday, lots of holidays and a happy new year. So thank you so much. We love you. Bye-bye.